Good afternoon. This is Vaishali Pawar from Abhinav College of Pharmacy, Pune. So, in today's lecture, we will see the classification of general anesthetics. We will discuss about classification of general anesthetics. So, first, we see the classification of general anesthetics. Classification of general anesthetics is first volatile or inhalatory anesthetics, in which there is two groups, volatile gases and volatile liquids. So volatile means these are the drugs which volatile means the vapors are used as a medicine. So volatile gases and volatile liquids, these are available in two forms, volatile gases and volatile liquids. Volatile gases, the example is nitrous oxide, cyclopropane, and volatile liquid are ether, chloroform and halothane. So these are the volatile in nature and used as a general anesthetics, and these are administered by inhalation route. So these are also called as inhalatory anesthetics. Then next class आहे non volatile intravenous anesthetics. It also include two class, barbiturates and non-barbiturates. The barbiturates include example thiopentone and chemithal, and non-barbiturates are propanediol and ketamines. So these two groups are sedative in nature and these are non-volatile, and these are administered by intravenous route. So these are called as intravenous anesthetics. So let us discuss one by one. The first we will discuss about volatile or inhalatory anesthetics. In this example is nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide having formula N2O. It is also called as laughing gas. It is colorless gas with sweet odor and taste, and it is a non-inflammable gas. So advantage, every drug has some advantage and disadvantage. Let us discuss the advantage of nitrous oxide. It is a non-inflammable, non-irritant, having rapid induction and recovery. Means this nitrous oxide having rapid action and recovery means when anesthetic effect is lost by nitrous oxide, then the recovery of patient should be rapid or fast. It should not causes nausea and vomiting. When anesthetic effect is lost by nitrous oxide, it should not causes nausea and vomiting. Also, it is a good analgesic effect. Means, as previous lecture I will told what is meant by analgesic. Analgesic means loss of pain sensation. So it is good analgesic effect, means it is a good, it causes good loss of pain sensation. So these are the advantage: non-inflammable, non-irritant, rapid induction and recovery, no nausea and vomiting. It is a good analgesic effect. Let us discuss disadvantages of nitrous oxide. It is a not potent anesthetic alone. Means this drugs is not potent anesthetic alone. Some other drugs are required to produce anesthetics effect. So higher concentration is required to produce anesthesia. Higher concentration of drug is required to produce adequate anesthesia in a patient, and excitement may be violent, and special apparatus, as nitrous oxide is gas in nature, so special apparatus is required like cylinder. So special apparatus is required to store this gas. This is about advantage and disadvantage of nitrous oxide. Then next discuss ether. It is a volatile liquid. It is a colorless volatile liquid with pungent odor. When ether is exposed to air, moisture or light, it gets converted to ether peroxide or acetic aldehyde, which is irritant in nature. It is a highly explosive, hence it is stored in amber colored bottle covered with black paper. So this is the reason why ether is stored in amber color bottle or stored in dark place, because when ether is exposed to air, it is converted into ether peroxide, which is very irritant in nature, and also ether is very explosive. So this is the reason why ether is stored in amber color bottle. Let us discuss advantage of ether. No special and complicated apparatus is required to store the ether, and it is a safe anesthetic, can be used in experienced anesthetist. It is an excellent analgesic. It produces loss of sensation very good. So it is an excellent analgesic and produce satisfactory muscle relaxation. This ether produce satisfactory muscle relaxation. It is a muscle relaxation is very important to create or to perform any operation. So ether produce very satisfactory muscle relaxation. It does not have any effect on liver, kidney and heart. Ether can be employed during delivery to reduce labor pain. So it is a economical agent. So all these advantage says that ether is good anesthetic agent, because it produces satisfactory muscle relaxation, having good analgesic power, and it is economical also. So many of the perform many operation ether is used. Then let us discuss disadvantage of ether. Induction is slow and stormy. So induction means action is very slow and stormy. Means the emotion of the patient get violent. It is inflammable, explosive. Recovery is also slow. Recovery of that patient after anesthetic effect is lost, then recovery of the patient is very slow. Nausea and vomiting during the recovery, it causes nausea and vomiting during the recovery. Its vapors are irritant in nature, may increase salivary, bronchial secretion. Accumulation of secretion may induce cough and laryngeal spasm. As ether is very irritant, so its vapor causes increases salivary secretion or a bronchial secretion. So reduce that problem, we use pre-anesthetic medication. We will discuss in next part. So in exam the question is asked, why ether is stored in amber color bottle. I will then preparation: anesthetic ether, spirit of ether. Dose is 1 to 4 ml. Therapeutic uses are: it is used as a general anesthetic, rubefacient. Rubefacient means the dilate the capillary, increase the blood circulation. Also used as a solvent and cleansing agent. These are the various uses of the ether. Then next we will discuss halothane. Halothane is a fluorinated volatile liquid, sweet odor, non-irritant and non-inflammable. It is a fluorinated volatile liquid, means the structure of halothane contain fluorine compound. Advantage of halothane is non-inflammable, non-irritant. It is a potent anesthetics. It having rapid induction and recovery. It does not produce bronchospasm, laryngospasm. Hence can be used in the patient with bronchial asthma. So it does not causes any bronchospasm and laryngospasm. Due to these qualities, it is used in treatment of bronchial asthma. And disadvantage, special apparatus required for administration. It is a poor analgesic, means loss of pain sensation is no longer. It is a poor muscle relaxation property. It causes respiratory and cardiovascular depression. Let us discuss about chloroform. It is no more used therapy because there are many disadvantages of chloroform. It causes hepatotoxicity, nephrotoxicity. Hepatotoxicity means that it causes liver toxicity, nephrotoxicity, and cardiotoxicity. Due to this reason, chloroform is not used as a anesthetics. Non-volatile intravenous anesthetics. These are non-volatile in nature and administered by intravenous route. So these are called as intravenous anesthetics. Advantages of this is it is to administer. Induction is rapid and smooth. Post anesthetic complications are rare. Means when anesthetic effect is uh, over, then the complications like vomiting and nausea are rare. Recovery is fast. It causes respiratory and myocardial function are unaffected and no irritation of respiratory passages. These are the various advantages of non-volatile anesthetics. Disadvantages are usual stage of anesthesia are not clear. In previous lecture, we will discuss about various stages of anesthesia. So these stages are not clear in these non-volatile anesthetics. Coughing and apnea is common during this induction. It causes coughing and apnea means a difficulty in breathing is occur. Also, muscle relaxation is very poor and injection around a nerve may produce palsy, means paralysis. It causes paralysis. The preparations are thiopentone sodium 2.5% solution, methotrexate 1% solution, propendine 4 mg per kg and ketamine 1.2 mg per kg. Let us discuss about pre-anesthetic medication. As the name indicates, these are the medication which are used before giving a anesthetic drugs. So, definition of pre-anesthetic medication means pre-anesthetic medication refer to use of drug before administration of anesthetic agent to make anesthesia more pleasant and safe to the patient. This medicine is given before administration of anesthetic agent to make anesthesia more pleasant and smooth and safe to the patient. What is the objective and aim of this pre-anesthetic medication? To relieve the anxiety and produce a sedation. Before operation, the patient is having anxiety. So to reduce this anxiety and produce sedation, some pre-anesthetic medication is given to that patient and to obtain additive and synergistic effect. In previous lecture, I told and what is mean by synergistic effect. When two drugs are given combination, their pharmacological action is increased. It is called as synergistic effect. So to obtain that synergistic effect, the drug is given, and to produce amnesia means to produce loss of memory during the operation. To produce loss of memory, these pre-anesthetic medications are given. Also, to pre and post operative pains, to relieve the pre and post operative pains, and to reduce salivary and gastric secretion. As already in previous lecture, I I told that in stage 2, stage of delirium, there is an increase. Patient may cause increase in salivation and gastric secretion. To reduce this problem, pre-anesthetics medications are given to the patient, and also to prevent vomiting. When in a recovery of the patient after uh, giving the anesthetic agent, when patient is recovered, at that time patient causes vomiting. To reduce that vomiting, some pre-anesthetic medication is given to that patient to relieve the problem of vomiting and to facilitate smooth and rapid induction. So these are the various aims to give pre-anesthetic medication: to relieve anxiety and to produce sedation, to obtain synergistic effect, to produce amnesia, to relieve pre and post operative pain, to reduce salivation and gastric secretion, to prevent vomiting and facilitate smooth and rapid induction. So there are various agents which are used as a pre-anesthetic medication or narcotic analgesic. These are given to the patient to produce sedative action and analgesic effect. Example of narcotic analgesic are morphine and petadine. Anti-anxiety are given to relieve the problem of anxiety in the patient. Example of diazepam and lorazepam 2 mg intramuscular route. Then barbiturates are example are phenobarbital and secobarbital are used to produce sedation in the patient and relieve the apprehensions. Anticholinergic drugs like atropine is given to the patient to reduce excessive salivary and respiratory secretion. Antiemetics are used to the patient to relieve the problem of vomiting. For example, metoclopramide 10 to 20 mg intramuscular route, promethazine 50 mg intramuscular route, H2 blocker are ranitidine and famotidine. These are the drugs which block the H2 receptor and produces action and relieve the acidity problem. Then last is skeletal muscle relaxant like D-tubocurarine 10 mg are used to produce muscle relaxation in the patient. Next, why chloroform is not a good general anesthetic? Because I previously told that it causes toxic effect to heart, liver and kidney. It produces hepatotoxicity, cardiotoxicity, cirrhosis of liver. Also, it produces hypotension, cardiac arrest and arrhythmia. Hence, because of this less margin of safety, it is not a good anesthetic agent. Thank you.